Hi everyone, it's Tammy with the Frou-frou Studio and welcome back. If you're here for the first time, welcome. I'm glad that everyone is joining me today and I hope that you will journal along with me and make some tags. I am going to make 3 tags to go in my sewing journal. As you can see, I have all my signatures sewn in and everything ready to decorate. There are lots of goodies in this one, and you can see that it has lots of pages. And so I am going to have to keep my tags and tucks and that kind of thing not too bulky because it's already quite full of just all kinds of sewing pages and writing pages and things like that. And so we're going to try to keep everything kind of you know, on the flatter side, which is not a specialty of mine. I like bulky. So it's going to be a challenge. But what I want to do today is, it has 3 signatures, as you can see. And so I want to make 3 tags out of these alteration tags. And I've got an idea that I hope is going to work, and so we're going to try it and see how it looks. These ladies are from, let me show you. I had to run a copy because the originals are so fragile. Okay, they are from August 1921, and it is a standard designer pattern magazine, and it has all these really cool sewing patterns and things like that in it, and this is the best of the 2 pages. I had a couple that were really rough and starting to tear, and so I have glued those down to a stiffer surface so they wouldn't totally crumble apart. But aren't they great? So I ran a couple photocopies, and you can see how different the color came out when I copied it. But that's okay. I don't mind that it's a little bit different color for this particular thing. So that's what I'm using for my focal point. But what I want to do is, I want to kind of make this look like a sample tag. And so I went through my stamps to try to find stamps that kind of look like textiles, because I thought since this was already so bulky that I would probably not want to put a lot of thick fabric and lace and stuff in it, but we'll see as time goes on. So I went through and I found everything in my stash that I thought looked like fabric. We've got a check print, we've got the Tim Holtz ticking, I've got something that looks kind of like a burlap or something like that. It's Tim Holtz as well. I've got a couple flower prints. I've got some laces, and I've got some stitching. So what I want to do is, I want to stamp these, and like we'll do this one first. I want to stamp these in different colors, and then I want to cut it out with this little kind of stamp punch and put them on here with the different color swatches to make it look like those are the colors that are available, you know, in this particular pattern. Does that make sense? So I have all of my distress inks, my little mini distress inks, and I'm just going to do colors that I think this, would be available in. And of course I have no idea, really. I'm assuming, this would be in a black for sure. So we'll do a black one. Let's do that one first. And we're just going to make some samples that I can cut out. And I'm just stamping on some coffee dye paper because I didn't want, white paper. So I hope everybody is doing well and staying warm. It is freezing here. Our high for today is supposed to be like 19. So crazy. Alright, so we're going to do a black one. Well, that didn't turn out. Looks more like gray. Let's try it with, I did it with black soot. Let's try it with my actually, I don't mind the gray too much. Okay, what else? Maybe a burgundy color, maybe? I don't know. I'm just guessing. To see if this one works better. I may have to go on this coffee dye paper. I may have to go to Distress Oxides instead of Distress Inks. But I thought these inks would work. Yeah, like that. Okay, and then maybe let's do black, and then we'll have a black, a gray, and a burgundy. That'll work. Still not real black, is it? Oh, look, where I didn't wipe my... I'm going to have to remember to wipe my stamp off. Let's try this black again. There we go, that's better. Okay, so then if I take... wipe my stamp off. If I take this little punch... punch these out. She would go on there, and then we would have the 3 colors on there like that. cute? Do we want any stamping in the background? I think we want to ink these. Let me ink these in Vintage Photo. And then ink around her. I'm gonna ink all over her, just a little bit, I think. Okay, and let's ink around the tag. And glue everything down, and then I'll decide if I want to put anything else on here. So I think we can use just glue stick. Get a clean page. Oh, I could put a signature down here. Since I saw that one on that page I just ripped off, that reminded me that I could do that. So let's see what we got. Oh, got to get my stamps under control. I just take them off and then don't put them back, and I mean they're on the plastic thing, like the, you know, the thing that they stick on, but they're not in where they should be. They're just kind of stuck on there. Okay, I'm gonna do this in Black Archival. And then let's do another one up here for the, like the customer's name or whatever. That block's not long enough. Okay. And let's do a few splatters. I think. Don't tell me I've lost my splatter stamp. The world may come to an end. I mean, I'm sure it's not lost. It's just over here in this big pile of stamps that I need to definitely clean up. Here we go. All right, and I want to do those probably in vintage photo. Okay, now let's glue everything down and then we'll decide after that if we need anything else. Get everything out of the way. Let's do these first. And I'm going to put them in these little boxes here. Just kind of do something with those. Move that one up. And glue it over that seam. That way if something happens and that seam starts coming, the perforation starts coming undone, then it'll be something to hold it. I don't think it will, but just in case. Put our cool lady on here. Now this particular one is on cardstock, which was totally by accident because I printed or copied the first one and didn't realize I had left a piece of cardstock in my printer. But the other two we're going to do are printed on just regular copy paper. I'm going to put a number right there, and I think I'm going to maybe put some numbers on those samples. Under the samples, something. Number too big? Yes. Let's see. Oops, sorry guys, I hit my arm there. Alright, let's try to do these, because they're a bunch of different numbers, but they're in different, but they're in the same font. So I'm going to try to do a different one. Underneath each one of these. I don't know how successful I'm going to be, but okay, can I get one? There we go. Now I need a smaller number to put up there. In the top. Can I get this? That's too small. All right, I need something in between. Hold on just a second here. Okay, I went and grabbed some of my number stamps out of my wood ones. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'll work. And then maybe mark that pen. Okay, that's all I'm gonna do for that one, I think, except I'll put some kind of tie up in the top. All right, let's do the next one. So the next one I have is kind of a flowery print, and she was kind of on the corner of the page, so her whole body wasn't on the page. So I'm going to put her on kind of halfway on, halfway off. And for the stamp for this one, I'm going to use this one right here, which is kind of a flowery background. So what colors? I'm thinking maybe a pink and maybe a yellow. So let's do a pink, a yellow, and maybe a red. Okay, so pink. See what worn lipstick looks like. here where you can see. We'll move this one out of the way. Okay, so this is the pink. It's not very pink, is it? Let's try Festa Berries as well. Let's see what that looks like. It's kind of a reddish looking. Alright, and for yellow, well, that's looking pinker as it's drying, isn't it? Okay, I've got mustard seed, maybe. Oops, still had some red on there. Can I get my... Oh yeah, I can get enough of the yellow. Okay, so... Alright, so there's my 3 samples for that one. I'm wondering, should I do a blue? Let's do a blue and see. Maybe a... Yeah, this one. And that was tumbled glass. So let's see which one looks better. We want to do, yeah, I like that look. That looks very vintage, doesn't it? Okay, so ink. Poor one-legged lady. Ink the tag. Do some splatters. I can figure out what I did with that stamp. I think it's running away from me today. I just had it, didn't I? Let's get a couple signatures. There it is. Actually, that's not the same one, but it'll work. All right, so let's glue. Oh, let's do these first. Very unorganized, aren't I? I feel like I am anyway. Okay, and put the name up here. And our number, what do we use on the other one? 4. Oops. Wonder if I can get that even close. Good enough. That pen. I'm going to have to get a new micro pen because that one has about had it. Let's try this. Yeah, that's better. All right, so let's glue on our little samples and our lady, our half lady, one leg Our one-legged lady. Change my glue page so I don't rip her. Because this one is on just regular copy paper. So she's a lot more fragile. I'm going to put her right on the edge. There. Alright, and then get those numbers, whatever I did with them. Here's some more. Let's see if I can get these to work. I might have to do a little masking here. So we get just the one. That's not perfect, but it'll be all right. All right, so there is that one. One more to go, and it should move faster, I hope. Okay, so the next one, the lady has on kind of a plaid-y looking dress. And so for it, I am going to use, set this one out of the way, this little Tim Holtz stamp. And I am going to cut my paper off here so I get a good clean edge to put my stamps on. And I will keep the rest of these little scrappy bits because they might come in handy for something. Who knows? Alright, so this one, I'm going to do like a navy. I'm going to do prize ribbon, I think. That's more like a royal, but that'll work. And then I want like a deep green. So let's do peeled paint, maybe? Do I want peeled paint? We can try that one. And I think let's do a brown. I think for the brown, I will do this potting soil. That's a nice deep brown because I haven't gotten my new color of distress yet. so there's the blue. See if I can put this on a block. I don't know if it'll stick. Yeah, maybe it will. Okay, so there's the blue. And this is the peeled paint. Okay, and then let's do the brown. Okay, and cut those out. I got that blue one too far over. Okay. And ink everything up. And you could make these as grungy as you want. I may decide once I decide where they're going in the book that they need to be grungier. So, because this is going to be a, you know, kind of grungy looking journal. Alright, so this one is going to be at 5, and I'm going to stamp it in the right color this time. Alright, and we need 2 more signatures. We may have to use one we've already used, but that's okay. That's not a big deal. Okay, there's that part. Now let's glue everything down really quickly. Oh, big glue glob. I hate when that happens. I think it's because it's getting toward the end of the tube. It's getting kind of goopy. As a matter of fact, I'm going to switch because that drives me crazy. Let me wipe my fingers off here. Can't take the goopy goo. Goopy glue. Much better. Okay, trying to get her covered without ripping her, especially her little fingers. That was very tough fussy cutting here on her fingers for sure. Don't put her over the hole. I may not have a choice there. Lose a little bit of her elbow. I'd rather lose that than her foot though. So, I'll trim that off. And I'll go back and ink the back of these, but I'm not going to do that on camera because you don't need to see me ink the back of a tag. Alright, now let's put our numbers on here. We'll go back to this one. See if I can get it on here. Here's one. And there's one. And there's one. And again, I'm not worried about if they're perfect. Okay. So there are our 3 tags. And like I said, I'll go back and ink the backs, and I'll also put something in the hole, probably just string. That way it won't be too bulky, and it'll look more authentic, I think. Something like this. We can do that real quick if I can find the end. I'll just put string through here. Oops. And maybe just tie a knot in the top of it if I can. I did trim my nails so I could at least feel like I'm halfway functioning. Trying to pull the end of that loop out. There we go. Oh, nope, still didn't. There we go. See, I left that one long enough to tie without an issue. Okay, trim that one off a little bit. All right, so there we go. I think those came out cute, and you can see they're not bulky at all. So that was my goal, is to keep them pretty flat. So when we put them in the book, they, you know, don't take up a lot of space. So I'll have to find like a pocket, or make like a pocket or something to put them on. But I think those would be really cute in here. About anywhere, really. Not on that, because that's newsprint. That one does look real cute there with the grid paper. With a pocket. So yeah, there we go. That's our 3 tags for our sewing journal. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you did some crafting along with me. And as always, if you have any questions about anything that I've used, or how I did something, please just send me a message, and I'll be glad to answer it for you. And I hope to see you guys back on Tuesday, where we'll do another episode of Color Combo 2024. And until then, everybody have a great rest of your weekend, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye.